Hello everyone!
Hey everyone!
Hi! Welcome back, this time with Daniela, is
Hey!
here with us, and a couple of cats around the house that you will probably see. Just 58 minutes to go before Outgunned Superheroes launches on BuggerKit crowdfunding. I hope and we hope that you are all as thrilled as we are. I can see that there are already 260 people right now following this on BuggerKit.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Like, that's huge. So, first of all, thank you as always for being here, for staying with us, for bearing with our Italian accent as we try and ease a little bit of the stress before lunch, because this is the this is that moment in a crowdfunding campaign. It happens all the time when you start doubting your work and your life basically, and your reality. So is it? Yeah. So it's extremely good to be sharing these last few minutes with you all. It's just a lot. Um, so thanks, Oliver. Wow, there's a lot of you. It's hard even to follow the chat.
Yes.
Thank you really for being here with us. Third installment for Outgunned. I know many of you, I recognize the name and some familiar faces. I know many of you have been with us since day one. It's been some years. These all started with Outgunned, our cinematic action role-playing game. The game has since spread all over the world. We are so thrilled. Last year it was a silver Annie for both best game and product of the year 2024, which we were thrilled of for. And then we did Outgunned Adventure, second installment of the Outgunned line, and Outgunned Adventure was a pulp love letter to the pulp adventure genre, and it went great. It was a record-breaking campaign here in Italy, almost €500,000. It was huge, and we were so thrilled that you appreciated this new kind of format that we are launching, the genre book, which basically is a standalone supplement. So you can, it's a way to start playing Outgunned from this book. Like if you buy superheroes or adventure, you don't need actually the core book, but you can use all the books together. So it was kind of a weird idea. Went very well, and so we decided to continue on this line, and now we got Outgunned Superheroes, which is basically Simone, Daniela, and I. We are trying to give a meaning to 20 plus years of watching the DCU, the MCU, like
everything, and discussing and talking about and waiting and having like ideas about concepts and whatnot that we spent actually together with all the superheroes.
Can I say a personal fact?
Yep.
When we start dating, every night we spend the first time we start living together, we watch a different Marvel movie every night.
All the
We
MCU.
made
We decided to have, because we had a Game of Thrones marathon.
Yeah.
We had all sort of marathons, and at a certain point we decided to watch all the Marvel Cinematic Universe together.
We were both fans, so.
And you know, it's one of those things that you get involved in, and they become a part of your life at the point that they're just a part of you. They're just part of who you are and what you do. So when we had to decide what's going to be our next, of course the first genre book was adventure, because you know us, we are sucker for pulp adventure. We love the genre. But then after that, what should we do? And the answer was obvious to everyone, that we should do a superhero themed Outgunned book. So Yeah. Um, so it's good to see that you are all on board with this, that you are thrilled as we are. So in 50-ish minutes, we are going to launch.
52 minutes right now. We launched this new campaign. We are thrilled. We're very anxious, as always.
Yeah. I'm actually more anxious than other campaigns. I don't know
Yeah.
how.
Yeah, it's weird because that there's. It's every time you do a campaign, we break records. Everything goes great, and you may think that at certain point you get used to this, you get used to doing crowdfunding campaigns, but you actually do not. At least we do not, because
You
there's
never get
always
used, yeah.
no.
There's
Because
always
it's-
some. Every campaign is new in more than one fact. You know, the theme is new. The people constantly change because we are more backers now, so more people to talk to, and it's always it never ceases to be stressful and amusing, of course. Hopefully.
And also
So,
because
yes,
we want to
but it's
try.
a very strong one.
We want to try, we strive to give you something new, but as the more stuff we do, the harder it gets
It's
to
to-
surprise you and
To
to give you
surprise
something
you
unique.
in a way.
If this is your first Outgunned, your first Two Little Mice maybe campaign, and you don't know us, that's most of the team. Simone and we are the writers and game designers, the one answering emails. We do most of the stuff. Daniela is our lead artist. She has done all the arts for Household, most of the arts for Household, and all the art for Outgunned. So all the cover, all the stretch goal, everything that you see, she's doing it in record time. And then there is Katerina, who we might have in our future live stream during the campaign, who is our translator, because as you can imagine, we write in Italian mostly. And then of course John, who is our reviser, and Davide, who is the graphic
design.
designer for Outgunned Superheroes. So
Thank you, Joe. I will tell Samuel on Acheron about that, but I'm sorry for you if you like. We're a very dear friend with Acheron Games, as you all well know. But here, how many of you are there in the
There's
chat? I
too much.
really can't seem to keep up with all the messages and all the chat that you are doing.
So
Thank
what
you.
what can you
Well,
expect from a Two Little Mice campaign? How is this going to be different than any other campaign? Or maybe this is the first campaign and you don't know what to expect. Well, first of all, you have to understand that backing a Two Little Mice campaign is and will always be a full-time job. Like, this is not a gig.
Yes.
You are not here
No.
to pledge and go on with your life. I'm afraid that's not going to happen. This will drain you literally. It will take all your time. Your significant other would probably leave you. You will lose your house, and that's just how we do stuff. But seriously, though,
But it works.
It works.
Yeah, it works.
Somehow. Seriously, though, we like to say that crowdfunding should be, first of all, a show, should be entertainment. We should all be having fun during a crowdfunding campaign, because it's the best way to convey the game, get to know with each other. You know us, we know you. You make new friends on BackerKit or on our Discord servers or on Facebook, but also there is a chance to convey the game in a way that is much more involved than normally during the year. So for us, it will be a huge show, and you will see that all the stretch goals that we are prepared are meant to convey the game, to ease you into the game, etc. And second, because the game is not ready yet, and especially everything that we will unlock as a stretch goal has not been, I cannot stress this enough, has not been decided yet. If you follow the Outgunned Adventure campaign, you know for a fact that we are reading all your comments, we are reading through the chat. and we like to know what you
We
think.
try to incorporate any new ideas that we like and we think it fits good with the game we have in mind and we are doing. And so yes, for us it's a very live period. Live, we are always looking for some way to improve the final game. That it's our main goal, and really a crowdfunding campaign is a very good way for us to do that, and also to have constant feedback. Sorry, a little bit of flu, but I'm here. Constant feedback from you, so we also know how what we are doing and what we plan to do echoes with you all. So it's very useful for us as writers and designers.
And also sometimes we are plain bullied out of making some specific comments. Like last year, you bullied, I have to say this word,
Yes.
bullied us into making a Western action
Yeah.
flicks, which we
Yes.
really didn't want to make back then. But then so many people asked, but why? It's not because we don't like Western, but it's because when we do action flicks, and we are going to discuss about action flicks in a minute, we want to give you not just a setting, we want to give you new option, new tools, new stuff, and we couldn't think of anything that was needed to make a Western. Then we came up with these cool rules for duels, for quick draw
The
duels.
picture came out nice, so
The picture
I'm happy
was
about
cool,
that.
yeah. And it was done in record time, like in 1.5 day. Like it was really. Thank you, Ali. And
Thank you.
yeah, so hopefully this will be a lot of fun for you all. Scott, stop bullying us, or don't start already. The campaign isn't started yet. So what will we do in the remaining 45 minutes? First of all, we are going to take a look at the stretch goal. We are going to answer some questions, talk a little bit, and then we will, in the last 20 minutes, we will show you the first 4, I believe, stretch goals that we have ready for you, so that you can, because usually the first stretch goal are burned through, are destroyed within a couple of hours since start of the campaign, or a little bit more than that, but usually they're very fast, so we will reveal them in advance, so you get time to savor them, to see them at least. Yeah. And I hope that you appreciated our matching outfit for today. Unfortunately, Daniela had one for herself, but it didn't arrive in time. So you
Maybe
may,
for the next time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Daniela was ready in a ghost spider
Yeah.
Gwen suit, but it didn't arrive.
It would be so nice.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it.
So she will be in.
I'm in my
Usual
normal
attire.
outfit. Yeah. I'm in disguise.
Yeah, she in her human, simple
Exactly.
human form. So, I believe we can take a look at the pledge level, just to so that I have something to say. But if you have any question, or if you want to know anything,
Less than 45
especially
minutes to go in the meeting. If you're
if you have
wondering.
question for Daniela, since she's
But
never around.
there's no need to. So
Yeah.
whenever you, if you want, it's
If
okay.
you want,
But that's not a problem.
So go ahead and ask. Pledge level, there is, you got email about that. You know them already probably, but let's just take a look at them all the same. So extra pledge level, all the PDFs, which means Outgunned Superheroes Action Flicks Volume 3, the Mission Dossier King of Ashes, which is a mini, a short introductory campaign, our favorite campaign yet. We are currently finishing playtesting it, and it's really great. It's
Really fun.
it's bonkers. It gets crazy. And the Storm database, which is a collection of heroes. So all the heroes that you are seeing in full figure, all the heroes that we are presenting to you, all the new roles. So the Quick Start, our Speedster, or Hyper Knight, our armored hero, or Captain Storm, our champion. You will all find them with their background, with their stuff on the Storm database, so you can use them as an NPC or playable heroes. Simone, can you please take note of everything from the chat, because it's
Yes,
there's
I'm
a lot
looking
going
at
on.
it.
Yeah,
Don't
thank you. Question that we get asked all the time. These are the new PDF. What if I want the old PDFs? Well, short answer is go to Drive-Thru RPG. There is a huge discount, more than 15% off all the PDF from Outgunned and Outgunned Adventure. This way you can download them right away. You don't have to wait for the campaign to finish and the pledge manager to open. So if you go to Drive-Thru right now, you will find a huge Outgunned bundle with everything digital from the past two campaigns. So so there's that. Do we have some question for Daniela, Simone, already?
A lot of them, actually.
Okay.
Let's start with Lou, that asks, Daniela, do you do everything using digital tools, or do you start with sketches on paper?
I'd really like to start with sketches on paper, but due to the time, I usually don't do that. But sometime, if me and Rico want to do something in the free time, maybe we sketch something that I'll do later with Photoshop or Procreate.
Do you want to show some sketch for something? I don't know if you have anything that you want to show. Want to take your...
Maybe later.
Okay. Yeah, Daniela, of course, as you can imagine, she's an amazing artist, even with pen and paper, even on classic format. I don't know how to say, but most of the stuff that is done for Outgunned, I believe, yeah, basically everything starts from iPad.
Yeah.
And then after the iPad, it gets brought to that beast
monster,
over there,
beast.
like it's a 32 inches Cintiq Pro. Yeah. A Wacom Cintiq Pro. So it's like a cinema.
I actually use this part of the screen of the Cintiq because my arm is not long enough to use all the all the graphic table.
Any other questions?
You want more questions? I have a lot.
Yeah.
Joe asks, Daniela, what are some of your favorite pieces you've done for action flicks? And then he asks,
For action
what are you most excited to do next? But please don't answer the next question because
Exactly.
it's spoiler, Joe.
so-
I see what you're trying to do.
Thought we didn't know this, but we did.
Oh, we did.
That's not easy.
Favorite piece?
Favorite piece. It's really hard.
Because from these action flicks, I believe the next one that we are about to reveal.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is it true?
Mhm.
And from the past action flicks,
For the best, I admit that I really like Army of Dead and Alien.
Army of Evil.
Evil and
Killing
Killing
Aliens.
Aliens.
Daniela is a huge Alien fan.
Yeah.
If you don't know.
And a lot of questions. Sorry, it's hard even to keep track. Just for let us Daniel rest. Toby asks, "Hi, will the tariff affect the campaign?" The short answer is no. The long answer is absolutely no. Rest assured, we have everything under control for a series of reasons that, if you want, I can delve into. But I mean, we have time if you want. But we are sure that everything for us is exempt for the last tariff that has been did and undone in the last past weeks, and we are hopefully sure that it will not affect if whatever had to happen from here till the date that we plan to ship Outgunned Adventure. Don't worry, we ourselves will find a way to change what we have to change, but nothing will affect backers. That's the end line for the tariff questions. Nothing will affect backers, meaning the prices you see in the campaign are the final prices. the shipping prices you see are the estimate shipping prices for now. But as you know, we run a ton of campaign. We
Usually.
never changed, probably a couple of euros a couple of years ago at the beginning of COVID, but nothing will affect tremendously what we are offering. So what you see now during the campaign is what you can expect. So rest assured, we have it. We got it under control.
Hopefully things will stop changing on a
on
a daily basis.
Hopefully,
It would be
we are from Italy, so I don't think nobody is gonna declare war on us soon. So at least we are safe from that in our peculiar part of the world. So yes.
and if they do declare on us, we are probably be on their side. So it's
Yes. we had
yeah, but that's another chapter. Obviously.
That's a question for another day.
So, do we have any other question?
Ooh. How many more? Jay says, Daniela's adapted to a comic book style so well. What sort of references have helped her find that style?
Well, I was lucky because I'm a big X-Men fan. So I was already. I have a lot of inspirations. So I just go back to the comic that I read when I was a teenager, and it was great.
Daniela, she's really a sucker for the X-Men. You you have no idea. Like really, it's embarrassing.
Yeah. At that level. Yeah.
So just to explain to the people, what's your favorite superhero, Daniela?
I can't tell that. I really can't.
It's really something we judge her for.
It's Cyclops, okay? It's Cyclops.
Cyclops.
The one that everybody hates.
I don't think that Cyclops' best superhero, favorite superhero is Cyclops. I think I really don't think anyone. It's like choosing Bulbasaur in your Pokemon game as a starter. Like
that's a good choice, by the way.
I mean, and actually, Cyclops is the reason why if you play Household, it's why Gwen Summers is called Gwen Summers, as a reference to Scott Summers. If you didn't know, so yeah.
It's a misunderstood character, okay? Just misunderstood.
Yeah.
He's usually the villain in every other comic book.
You know, I mean, and now I believe he's taking care of Sonic, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a crossover.
That's right, Simone. He's taking care of Sonic right now. You have.
He's
you
the
yes,
one that.
Yes, I know because my son is a huge Sonic fan, and yes, so he's doing great. I mean, in being a parent figure of Chichai Little Animal.
So for Simone, what's your favorite superhero?
Superhero, so why? No, it's impossible.
Yeah.
I really have a very, very hard time to answer that. I must be completely honest. It's very hard for me.
Just one on the tip of your tongue, like.
I don't know. I probably. It's very hard for me, but I would go with, for a series of reasons, it's Spider-Man for me. For a series of reasons, it's my idea of favorite comic book hero and movie hero as well.
If you grew up with Sam Raimi, you cannot love. You have to love Spider-Man. It's the best.
Jay called it that there is a lot of answers coming from the chat, and and for me, I've said it before, but for me, although I love Tony Stark and especially the way it is portrayed in the MCU, I have to keep entering Magneto because Magneto is the ultimate X-Men.
One of the
Although
best characters.
it's not an X-Men, but you know what I mean.
It depends.
So Magneto, I have a soft spot for Magneto, and not particularly for Fassbender rendition,
Ian McKellen was
but Ian McKellen, and
a
also
great character.
in the comic books, and
We have a great Magneto also in the last animated series of X-Men 97.
Right.
Great Magneto.
we have some
Right.
fellow Magneto admirer from the chat. Magneto is like, he's also got one of the most powerful power set, which
Yes.
helps. But yeah, I'm also a fan of the Hawkeye. Hawkeye is, especially the way it was portrayed in the MCU. I have a soft spot for Jeremy Renner.
Yes. As far as MCU goes, Hawkeye is one of my favorite too.
Yeah.
Because he is really a great, like, fully functional grown adult figure most of the times, and the rest of the times he battle against aliens with winning, by the way. So I guess how can you expect more? And he managed to keep up.
It was also one of the best for me Marvel TV series, the Hawkeye.
Yes.
Hawkeye. There
It
was
was one of the good ones.
Yeah, it was one of the good ones, and
There was also a good
Loki
Kate
was
Bishop.
good, but Kate Bishop and
The best was,
Hawkeye.
of course, WandaVision. WandaVision was
Well,
the
WandaVision
nicest one.
was the best.
Mhm.
Gato, all nice things must end.
We generated, of course, a storm of different comments by talking about favorite superheroes. But of course, we are here for that. We are running Outgunned superheroes in half an hour. Time flies when one talks about his favorite
There's
superheroes.
260 people waiting. There's a lot of people on Bucket It right now. It's really no pressure. So
I also want to know, I think that everyone has a teenage superhero that grew up with them. For me, it was X-23. What was for you? And for you, Rico?
a teenage superhero. We are older than you, so of course they were already grown up, probably. A superhero that grew up with us. For Simone, it would probably be Iceman. I think.
I love it. I must say,
great,
in my favorite X-Men of all time is Bobby. It's a wonderful character for me because he's always underused, underdeveloped, and I root for the under, even if it's like very powerful.
One that he has his own comic. I don't know how long the run has gone, but he has his own comic for about a couple of years.
He totally deserved it.
It's a hard question, but
I know.
yes, superheroes that
Ah,
grew
yeah,
up
right.
with us. It's difficult. I'll think about it.
Okay. Of course, for a lot of people, it's Spider-Man. That's
Was
the
Rico the
ultimate
visual
one.
inspiration for the Armored Hero? Actually, it was kind of an inner joke that when we started doing the first concept, since there is there was a lot of comments about me looking like Tony Stark because of the goatee and the old Latino things going on, so Daniela, we were wondering how should we do this Armored Hero? Should he looks like Tony Stark or not? So Daniela said, I'm going to make it look like you, so it will still look like Tony Stark in the end. It will be like
A
and
perfect
also,
circle.
since I am the one who try and bring you the hype about our campaign, that was an inner joke about the Armored Hero being the hyper knight.
Yes.
So
yes.
I will be your hyper knight. And Simone was the reference, of course, for Greystone, our tank Greystone.
Yes.
Let me see if I can find
When I
it.
have you.
But Simone just shaved his beard, so it's not going to help me prove my point. But I have to say that Simone Simone's son, who is 3-year-old, immediately recognized is dead.
Yes, I must admit the first thing he said.
That
But
was
but the hair looks perfect today. Like
It's exactly.
um, Raul asked, what would be the post-credit scene of Under Attack that would tease Chapter 2 of King of Ashes? So, what's Under Attack? If in case you don't know, on the Quick Start that you can download right now for free from DriveThru, there's a Quick Start and there is a pre-made adventure called Under Attack. That pre-made adventure is the first chapter of the mini campaign that you will find in the Outgunned Superheroes campaign, and that is called King of Ashes. Now I can't really answer Raul question because there's a lot of spoiler that could be done about King of Ashes, but as you know, the campaign is called King of Ashes. There is no King of Ashes in the first shot, so I would say the perfect post-credit scene would be the arrival of the King of Ashes. But I cannot tell you who he is or who they are or what are they doing. You'll have to wait for the model to be released, and it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
I think you're not expecting that. You also have the yellow shirt, Simone. It's perfect.
Yes. Great.
But you're missing the
It's
beard.
obvious.
Just today. So, any other question for Daniela that was in the chat? I don't know, that there was a lot of questions, but it's really hard to keep track of everything.
Let's see. Matthias asked, obviously Daniela had to base some superheroes on pre-existing one, but the Blue Speedster is my favorite. How did you come up with your original takes on superheroes?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
When you made the roles for superheroes, alcuni sono copiati, sono ispirati ad altri supereroi, alcuni invece sono originali. Quali sono le ispirazioni per gli originali?
Well, we usually discuss the most original ones together. So they came out from a discussion between me, Rico, and Simon. Let me think about one of the. I think one of the most interesting one is Redshaw. Oreo. It's Oreo.
The Weapon Master.
And
let me see if I can find her somewhere.
It was the favorite role of Rico. So we have a discussion about how she should look, what kind of shoes she should wear, but she has to be. I don't know. It's a brainstorming work. There are not actually real outer inspiration. It's a thing between the three of us.
I would say that, sorry, I think we are flickering a little bit right now, but it should be there in a moment. I would say that when you see these illustration for superheroes, you don't have to take them as like random pieces of art that Daniela comes up with, but they are part of a discussion. They are part of the narrative of the game. So it's basically a way, together with words, of course, and with rules and with tools, to try and convey what we are doing. So sometimes the best way to convey what we mean is by making a reference. So for example, when we did the Shadow, we realized that the name the Shadow might not be clear immediately for everyone. What's the Shadow? Why should I choose the Shadow as my playable character, as my role? So we decided, okay, for us the shadow is all this kind of character who lurks into the shadow, and the best shadow that came to mind was of course the Batman, and so we modeled our Night Talon to be an obvious reference to Batman, because we want you, if you want to make a Batman like character, you should choose the shadow. So that was an easy call. And then we are doing our own take. We wanted to make a black man because it was cool to have a black Superman for once. I believe this is something that we didn't have before. Batman, sorry. But yeah, so that was easy. On some other times, we are like, for example, I don't think I have her here, sorry. But we for example have a speedster. No, the speedster. So it's like the Flash. It's like Quicksilver, and that's very easy to convey because that's a speedster. When I say you play as a speedster,
it's more about the power that the role.
Yeah.
You want to be the faster one. You want to do what Quicksilver do in the movies. You are the Quickster.
So the speedster. So basically, when we do that, the world is going to do the hard work. So the art side can take a little bit more freedom, So it's there is a little bit more room to make your own kind of character, your own concept. And when we did Quick Start with our speedster, we knew we wanted to have a girl, a female speedster, because it's less iconic than there's a lot of male speedster. We knew we wanted to have this kind of cowl, like Gambit cowl. So we wanted her to have glasses and the cowl. So
that's a kind of look that is always a little goofy.
Yeah.
But we wanted to make it cool, and I think that making it light blue and make it playing with the hair, I think that we achieved that look.
And also it was the perfect inspiration for the hair, because if you have seen our speedster, she got this kind of very voluminous hairs on one side, kind of dreadlocks, not really dreadlocks, but I don't have the words for them, and so the cowl give us the idea of making this so they kind of come up.
Also, I think she
little
has a really funny pose, because we didn't want to have the classical figure that runs, because she's fast, so it's running, so it's stretching. I think it's really cool, and we decided together.
That was there's always, let me see if I can find her. Here she is. There's always a lot of discussion between us for the pose of the heroes, and we always want them to be as static as possible. This is counterintuitive. We don't like dynamic poses for characters, because we want you to look at the character. So it's got to be like a concept art.
Yes, to have a movement, but she don't have to be in action.
Yeah, moving, but with her feet down the ground. So when you do a speedster, the first thing that you want to do, you want to make them run. And so she's getting prepared to run. She's stretching, which I think it's awesome.
You can already see her running.
Yeah.
You can.
She's going to run.
Yeah.
What to say? A lot of questions.
But I have to move to the stretch goals, because we are about to launch.
Just a couple of things while you move to the new stretch shot. For Chris, they already answered you in the chat. Just to be sure, yes. In Outgunned, you can make your own original character, your own original superheroes. You have a lot of 10 roles, and maybe more between the stretch goal, we will see in a minute, and tropes, and the superpowers with the roles, and a lot of feats. Most of them are actually kind of second tier superpowers, so you can mix and match whenever you want to create your own hero. We use our own figure to communicate as best as we can the roles, what we think the role would be about, but you are free to do whatever.
Sometimes we get a little ahead of ourselves with pre-made characters.
We love them.
We love pre-made characters
just because we love them.
Because you are not forced to use pre-made characters, but they are the best way to convey like the first thing that we do. This is something that we all three have in common. When we buy a new game, first thing we do, we go take a look at the character sheet. That's what I believe the only thing that we have in common when it comes to RPG. We want to look at the character. We want to understand the complexity, the depth, the type of the characters. And so we think the best way to convey our games is through the characters. That will give you an idea of how we intended you to play.
Also, I prefer to play pre-made character because I feel more into the story. I think that they are already bound together. They also
conflict going on.
Basically, all the character, they can be original, but they are also archetype. So at the end, I can find the character that I want to play just looking at the pre-made. Also, we play. That's a lot of here that we play role-playing games.
Yeah.
So we have already done
Played
all the character we wanted to do, and so I prefer pre-made.
But I'm sorry to be the bearer of, I don't know, good, bad news, news whatsoever.
15
Just
minutes.
a little bit more than 15 minutes till the launch, so it's time to dwell into the stretch goal. That probably will answer some of the questions that I saw in the chat. But let's begin, Rico. You have the list and the order.
First of all, I want to remind you that if you're begging the campaign in the 48 hours, or if you are a returning beggar, you will receive a free spotlight coin. You're gonna have your Outgunned in either English or Italian, but you will select the language at the end of the campaign once the pledge manager opens.
Nice.
Okay, that's done. So, stretch goals. We are going to found, if we found at 10,000 euros, and then our first stretch goal is at 25,000 euros, and it will be a new special role, or should we say actually an incredible role. It's not going to be, if you are familiar with Outgunned, in Adventure and in World of Healer, there is what we call a special role, which is a role that works differently from the other. This one, we decided to call it an incredible role because it works in yet another different way.
Yes.
Might be the most weird role ever. And it's called the Prodigy, and you can see here on my right Slingshot, and Slingshot is our Prodigy and will be part, once unlocked, it will be part of the Storm database as a playable hero.
Rapida risposta per tutti gli italiani, ovviamente sì, lo troverete scritto in alto nella campagna. Tutte le ricompense che sceglierete saranno disponibili sia in lingua inglese che in lingua italiana, che verrà scelta durante il Pledge Manager, quindi dopo la fine della campagna.
So, what's a Prodigy? Obviously, there's a reference to Spider-Man going on, but the Prodigy is not a role made to specifically let you play Spider-Man. Prodigy is a role made for all these weird superheroes that doesn't really fit in any category. Best example that we can think about is Spider-Man, but also Rogue from the X-Men. This kind of superheroes that are not really that are built around the sum of different feats, of different superpowers, and not on a single, like is extremely strong, is extremely fast, or whatever. So how the Prodigy will work, it's very weird, because the Prodigy will actually, like, you know, special roles from Outgunned, they usually don't have a trope. Like, their special role is but their role and their trope and their job. Here is the other way around. A Prodigy will actually have two tropes. One trope will be followed by the, or preceded by the Prodigy word, and it will become their role. And then they will have another trope. This is a very weird idea. Stay with us, you're going to love it on the book. Because it will open you a lot of possibility even when playing classic Outgunned. Prodigy is a prefix that will with some rules. It got a page of rule because it's not that it's not that easy, but it will allow you to turn any of the trope from every outgunned into a role. So basically, as a prodigy, you will have two tropes, and this will allow the maximum of customization for your character. It's going to basically open really thousands of new character options, even in your normal, not super outgunned, games. It will require some work on our side, and it's already taking a lot of work, but it's actually a very powerful tool that we realized at a certain point that we needed. Reading your comments like, how do I do that? How do I do that? How do I do that? And sometimes we get answer. Sometimes we know you can choose this role and this fits because
but a lot of time it's hard to put some of our own favorite superheroes or some of the superheroes we would like to make into a specific category, even if our roles, as we told and we will tell again during the campaign, are very wide. There are a lot of ways to use the same role in different ways, but even that there are some superhero that defies any definition, and that's what the Prodigy stands for.
So I hope you'll appreciate this. This was one of the things that were actually, born as we were discussing about the game, as we're talking with you about the game, and we weren't unsure on how to portray the Prodigy. At first, it was supposed to be some kind of a rogue little girl kind of character, like Rogue from the movies, but in the end
It's because it's a mix.
but in the end we decided to go with Spider-Man. Why?
Well,
Yes.
because we can't avoid to Spider-Man. You have to do. You have to have someone like Spider-Man in the game.
Because
I would be sad if it was
Daniela,
there.
Daniela is just now in the past 2 years starting to play on the PlayStation, like play actual game and not just watching me. And two of the games that she has single-handedly platinumed are Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2,
Yeah.
and also Miles Morales.
I think so.
Maybe I played more of Spider-Man.
It was really a great game. It
we had
has, a wonderful gameplay. It was I feel like I have already seen New York through that game. It's
great
just a great game.
So she wanted to do her rendition of the Spider-Man kind of urban suit. So I believe it's an Insomniac game. Insomniac, I know you are hearing. If you want to make the Slingshot as a playable suit custom for your Spider-Man 3 game, we are open to discuss. Let's see. Moving on, less than 10 minutes. Wow, time does fly.
Wow!
Next stretch goal after the Prodigy will be, and this is a usual one, this is an easy one, the dice pouch customized with the superhero logo. Sorry, Daniela, I'm cutting you, but I don't want to spoil the next one. And that's something that we usually do. It's, I don't have one ready at hand, but it's a cotton custom pouch. It can fit easily up to
four set of dice.
Four set of dice easily. I put 5 in mine, but it's a little tight.
Plus the
So
coin.
let's say 4. It's going to be blue. You cannot see this because it's locked, but it's going to be blue.
Yeah. Let's buy the next one.
Also,
enough talking about underwear, chat, please. I know you like to wear your underwear.
it's a trope of the genre.
But let's see what's next.
Because this is something that you will love, and this is definitely up until today the one that Daniela had most fun doing as an action flick. I give you Only Human. Only Human is an action flick that will take you on the role of powerless yet very determined, I must admit, human beings against evil superheroes. Clearly inspired by famous comic book and Amazon Prime
Amazon.
TV series, which we all adore.
Yeah. Can wait for the next season.
So only human will allow you to kind of play the game the other way around. Like you will be the human. You will be allowed to have one superhero in your team, but that's it, just one superhero, just one.
Yes.
And you will play against evil superheroes who wants to rule the world or destroy the world, or what superheroes usually do when they get deranged. So this is a pretty diabolical action flick. Wholly human. Couldn't wait to show you. I can't really wait to show you the full art because I don't know if you can see because it's in black and white, but this guy is holding a wrench, and inside the wrench there is basically kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's my new favorite weapon.
Very cool.
Kryptonite field wrench. Perfect for wrecking your Homelander, Superman, Omni-Man kind of guy.
If you're fast enough to do so.
So yeah, this will be the first 3 stretch goals available in the campaign, and we will see what comes next. So the pouch, the Prodigy, a new role, and Only Human, which is a new action flick that will be added to Action Flick Volume 3, together with let me show you. Okay, there's already 3 flick on Action Flicks Volume 3. We got Killing Machine, which is our Terminator inspired. It will give you robot enemies, but also the chance to make an android hero. And then we got V for Villains, which will let you play as the villain of the story, or as that kind of, movies like Suicide Squad, etc. And then we got Power Guardians to play all your Sentai and Majoko, Sailor Moon, Power Rangers, whatever. Great fan of Power Guardians. And now, if everything goes well, we should fairly soon unlock Only Human as a 4th action flick. Thank you guys, thank you Martin, thank you everyone from the chat. Can tell about the next action flicks. We have a lot of time.
We are spoiling a lot of things.
We have 3 weeks ahead of us.
You should be happy. Also, because in just 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, 4 minutes and a half, it will launch the campaign, and we will see what the pace will be, how it will go, and how many stretch goals we will manage to unlock.
I have to say that up until today, we have been proven wrong many times. We have always been breaking records, and we were saying we are not ready for this, and it was true actually. We were not ready for breaking a record after record each time. This time we are ready. We don't expect to break records because times are different, because household went crazy, but still we got some surprises. Let's just say that you might think that you have seen everything, that will be rolls and flicks and stuff, but trust me when I say we got some aces up our sleeves, as we would say in household. So
if you are on the launch party page, yes, the launch party page will automatically transform into the page of the campaign in exactly 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
3 minutes and
if you're on YouTube, you are
10 seconds right now.
launch party page and
3 people. I believe that we'll never had so many people waiting for the launch of the campaign.
I really can't handle
Tony, as
minutes.
add-ons, you will find the original action dice from the original Outgunned campaign, and also the adventure dice from the adventure.
If you are looking for the old books, please know that you can go. There is a link at the bottom of the campaign. You can go to the Free League's web store. We are working with amazing guys at Free League to,
Yes.
you can go to our store and buy the books, just the books from Outgunned and Outgunned Adventure. But if you need anything more than that, if you need the stretch goals or the stretch goal boxes or the dice or the coins, that's everything. The only way to get them is here through the add-ons. And since we are talking about old stuff, let us take a look at the mightiest hero pledge level, which is getting insane. This is everything from the past 2 campaign and this campaign. So it's everything from 3 campaigns, and we still haven't unlocked anything from this one. So it will be bigger than this.
Not even us know how many items will this
That's
pledge
impressive.
actually contain in the end.
But also, if you already took part to the last campaign and you already have everything, you are a hero and an adventurer, and now you're going to be a superhero. This is everything that you have or will have. So this is everything that we made in the past year, which is crazy to think about. It's a lot of stuff.
Tony, know that if you just want the dice from the people Kickstarter, you have, if you want to add the dice as an add-on, you have to pledge something physical for this campaign as well. So at least the basic, agent level for the new books if you are interested, and you can add all the dice you want from the older.
The basic physical pledge, I'm going just to show you really quickly. It's the die art, which is the core book, classic Outgunned, the dice, and all the PDF from the original campaign, or the superhero, which is a standalone book. You don't need the cover, the core book with all the new PDF. This is completely all the PDF. This is standalone. You don't need anything
50
else.
seconds!
And the new superhero dice.
50 seconds.
And if you want everything from the new campaign, you can go with Superheroes, which is our new all-in pledge level. Campaign goes live in 35 seconds. 290 people waiting, guys. It's getting tense. I'm not gonna lie. At the end of the campaign, you will find a link to our Discord server. Please hop on the Discord server. Look for a channel that is called the Hype Train. We'll be there to comment this live with you. And in 10 seconds to go.
Okay.
And in 10 seconds, I'm going to end
You
the
reached
live
300
stream.
people before 8 seconds. 287, 298.
Let's talk about
Five,
Thunderbolt.
29.
Thunderbolt was great, right?
And
It was good. Yeah.
1. See you guys.
Yeah.
The world needs you. Out there, it's full of criminal bosses in white suits, of doctors and professors who dress like animals and act as if they have a right to destroy the city in the middle of rush hour, of haywire artificial intelligences who have decided that there is too much humanity in the universe. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. But even in the darkest hour, the good people of the world can always look up to the sky in hope. What is that? A bird? Is it a plane? No, that's you. It's time for you to join the fray. Use your incredible powers to defeat the bad guys and show the universe what you're made of. When the world calls, you are ready to answer because you are a hero. Outgunned Superheroes, world's mightiest RPG.